Ghost in the Shell? That's the one with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, right? What's up, Throttlers? Aristotle Full Throttle here, and this is my review for Ghost in the Shell, which is based on the 1995 animated feature Ghost in the Shell, which the Japanese didn't think was punchy enough at the time, so they renamed it Mobile Armored Riot Police. It's very similar in fashion to the way China, on account of superstition, renamed 2016's Ghostbusters to Super Powered Dare Die Team, because that just rolls off the tongue. Anyway, Mobile Army Riot Police is based on the 1989 manga Ghost in the Shell, which is inspired by the 1967 novel Ghost in the Machine. Scarlett Johansson plays the Major, a cyborg with a completely synthetic body that houses her human brain. She and her task force and her guns go around hacking up hackers, ridding the city of criminals and terrorists and all around bad guys. But her biggest foe is hell-bent on sabotaging Henka Robotics, the very company that created the technology that allows her to exist. Ain't that a shame? As she goes deeper to the seedy underbelly of this futuristic Tokyo/Hong Kong city, she starts having hallucinations and seeing glitches in the Matrix as she begins to uncover clues from her past. First, I want to say the visuals of this movie are quite phenomenal. I was taken aback. It is artfully shot. It is a beautiful film visually. From what I remember, because I did see the animated feature a long time ago when I was a kid, there are a lot of direct visual translations from the anime feature to this one. The world that director Rupert Sanders creates feels fully realized and totally lived in, very much like Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, and very much unlike Luc Besson's The Fifth Element, which feels kind of like a fashion show with fake dirt perfectly placed everywhere, where everybody's playing dress up in immaculate and incredibly impractical, cumbersome couture outfits. Probably because Jean-Paul Gaultier was the costume designer. I don't like that movie. Incidentally, and completely inexplicably, 90s trip-hop artist Tricky shows up in both of these movies.
That's impossible.
Check out our live commentary for The Fifth Element. The action in this movie is quite gripping, and I do like a lot of the actors in this movie, like Juliette Binoche and Takeshi Kitano, who are both fantastic in their roles. And Takeshi Kitano, man, I like that guy, because he was in a movie called Brother back in the day that he actually directed and has Omar Epps in it as well. I remember it being good, but that could just be my memory lying. And that's a big theme in this movie. Who are we as people? Are we just a collection of memories? Are we just a story that we tell ourselves which makes us who we are? Like for me, I'm like, I like chocolate ice cream, but do I really like chocolate ice cream? Or do I just remember liking chocolate ice cream and telling myself that? So the next time I have chocolate ice cream, I go, this is delicious chocolate ice cream, just like I remembered. Who knows? I don't know. Is our individuality how we interact with the world? Or is it something else? Is it the ghost in the shell? But I do want to address the obvious controversy surrounding this movie, which is the whitewashing of Asian roles in Hollywood movies, which is a tale as old as time. Or as old as Hollywood anyway. Just look at Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Or Sean Connery in You Only Live Twice. Or Fisher Stevens in Short Circuit. Hey, that's South Asian, it still counts. Did you know that Fisher Stevens dated Michelle Pfeiffer for like years? Jealous. Now, people may argue that casting Scarlett Johansson in this role is going to open up this movie to a wider audience. I said wider, not wider. But I'm going to call BS on that because The Ghost in the Shell is a high-concept, classic anime/manga property that has a built-in audience already. You're going to sell the concept, you're going to sell the idea of this movie, the world of this movie, more so than whoever's going to play the main role. I don't necessarily go and see a Tom Cruise movie because I'm like, I love what that Tom Cruise adds to every role that he does. I'm like, no, that's a cool idea for a movie. I'm going to go see it because of the idea of the movie, or because of who's directing the movie, not necessarily who's in it. Tom Cruise is just incidental to movies that I go see that he's in. Sure, Scarlett Johansson, good actress, high price tag, a lot of people know who she is. But I think this was the perfect opportunity to make a star-making role for someone like Rinko Kikuchi, Karen Fukuhara, for any number of up-and-coming Japanese actresses, thus making them a Hollywood commodity in the future. You gotta start somewhere, folks. And I think The Ghost in the Shell would have been the perfect spot to start. That being said, Japanese people did not seem that upset about the casting of Scarlett Johansson, and she actually does a really good job in the role, switching between contemplative, brooding, introspective. She's got all the stares down. That is, between kicking multiple asses all over the place, Fifth Element Matrix style. And Scarlett Johansson's appearance does play into the subplot, which I won't give away, but I would say, hey, fair enough, I get what they're going for. There are a lot of reasons to hate this movie, some of which I mentioned already, and a lot of you are going to say that this movie doesn't even hold a candle to the depth of the 1995 anime feature. But that being said, I did enjoy this movie a lot as a science fiction action thriller. For me, it has the bare minimum of satisfaction in both arenas. Because the 1995 anime feature was so ahead of its time, I think audiences are finally catching up to being able to deal with some of the concepts that are portrayed on screen due to the overwhelming popularity of movies like The Matrix and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. No, I'm just kidding about that last one. That movie's crap. Because the movie does a decent job of interweaving themes like individuality, independence, and what does it mean to be an intelligent being, I give this movie 3.75 froze out of 5. This movie explores questions like, are we all a part of something greater than ourselves, or are we each individually a microcosm of the universe? Or both?
That's impossible.
Movies are one of those places that we can all go and share in a common experience, so that they can help us understand ourselves and those around us. In a way, we're kind of tapping into a collective consciousness. We all laugh, we all cry, some more than others. So it's important from time to time to take note of those around you. But you better not take out your cell phone in that movie theater, because I will. Well, that's my review. How about you? What's your favorite sci-fi techno movie? I love Blade Runner, Total Recall, and The Matrix, and I've said it before, I love Ex Machina, and this movie seems to be as close to RoboCop as we're gonna get. Way closer than RoboCop from a few years ago. Nobody got the trivia in my last movie review for Life, so go back and watch that and see if you can get the right answer for a shout out in my next movie review and a chance to win in my next big giveaway. It's a little tricky, but also very obvious.
What don't you get about it?
Remember to turn on notifications, share, and subscribe. And if you enjoy this show and what I do, let me know by leaving a like. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, your bro in the know with the fro, and I'll see you later.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears.